In the United States, everything is speed rated. Everybody wants to go faster, higher, whatever. To me, racing a revolver or a pistol just seemed to be a natural concept, but through the previous 30 years that I competed, no one has done a Guinness Book of Records attempt on a plate rack with a revolver. So that's what I want to do. I want to establish a new revolver record, so see where that goes. The whole weight of the gun, the lighter it is, the quicker I can produce it to the target and then also start and stop it. I can't remember not wanting to have a gun in my hand. Back when I was young, I think in the 60s, I had a Smith Wesson catalog and I knew every page, I knew every model. So when I got old enough to safely handle a gun, I started buying revolvers and pistols and going out and shooting. I tried everybody's gun, and by far they had the fastest revolver, and that's just what it is. The handgun was always the hardest for me to shoot, and it's what I wanted to try to learn to master at some level.
Pro shooter Jerry Miculek, the fastest man alive with a double-action revolver, is about to shoot.
I hold 5 world records with revolvers, and I'm the only guy to ever have won the overall championships with the revolver. I did it 3 times with the Smith Wesson 627. And in 1990, they hired me on as a pro, and they started throwing guns at me. Yeah, here I am, you know. There's a new world record, Guinness Book of Records. Max Michel was wise enough and enthusiastic enough to set a record on a plate rack, and Guinness actually recognized it as a sporting event and was there to certify it. And I think his time that he established with the pistol was 2.05 one-hundredths of a second. Draw from the surrender, shoot 6 on a plate rack at 7 yards. Well, all records are meant to be broken. Mine are up for grabs. Everybody's record is up for grabs. Smith & Wesson fills just about every void of what I do in competition now. The revolver line, of course, is the best revolver in the world by far. Yeah. So I tune my ammunition to the event I'm going to do. The gun I'm building for this event is kind of a hodgepodge of several models that Smith & Wesson has made in the past. Fortunate for me, I've been working with some of the Smith & Wesson engineers, and they're digging through all the old parts bins. The frame is a model 327. Which I really like, a scandium frame coming out of the holster. It's very lightweight. The barrel shroud is from a 327 also. It's a stainless steel housing, and it's going to be chambered in 9mm, which is something I wanted from 30 years ago. It will allow me to shoot a lighter ammunition that's going to be more consistent to the application that I need the gun to perform. I'm going to have an alloy titanium cylinder, which I really like. Titanium probably weighs 1/3 of a stainless steel cylinder, so it takes less energy in my finger to index to the next round. What you have to realize, what I'm going to be doing is starting and stopping. So the lighter the gun, the quicker I can start it, and the quicker I can stop it. It's a concept gun almost from start to finish. It's got all the food groups to race with. All it needs is a good finger to run it. The gun is going to be pretty racy. Anything lightweight is very easy to get off target. When you get it up in level, you have to really have good technique and follow through. So I have to be very much Johnny on the spot on every trigger pull, and that's what I would equate it probably to a really high-performance sports car. If you have driving skills, you know how to recover. If you don't, it's going to bury you. And that light gun is the same way, but that's what makes it really fun. It's exactly what I perceive to be the fastest for what I want to do with it. It's fun to race. I mean, that's why I'm here. I'm one of them guys that never wanted to grow up, you know. I just want to do what I want to do, and I've been fortunate to meet the right people at the right time and been blessed by good sponsorship. And, well, if I was to get this record, it would mean the old man ain't dead yet. He's still got a little blood flowing in him. Big head is probably the #1 killer of all athletes and professionals. I don't really look at trophies or records. I don't want to know about them once they're done. I want to be hungry for the next one. If I get too much locked up into the past. I'm not going to want the future. Well, one thing about being raised in South Louisiana, a lot of good hunting and fishing there. So when I was old enough to have a gun safely, I was in the woods hunting. But the bad thing about the hunting, there's only a short spectrum of a season, then the guns go quiet. And then when I found out about competition shooting, I realized I could make noise all year long. If you would have saw me shooting a handgun when I first started, you would have said, why are you wasting your time? Why do you own such a tool that you cannot use? Well, I think it was 1973, they had a picture of Ed McGivern on the cover of the American Rifleman, and he was shooting a revolver on, I think, 45/100ths of a second for 5 shots on target. You could cover with your hand. And that really fascinated me, that you could take a double-action revolver and make it perform at that level. This happened to coincide about the same time as I was getting interested in revolvers. And it was so intriguing to me, just getting into handguns, that I wanted to know more about Ed McGivern. So I bought a copy of his book, and my buddy and I at the time would go out and try all these different stunts that he did, all the shooting positions, the rapid fire. It was just fun trying to copy his style. I learned a lot from him, so it's been a lasting impression. I've been blessed with my family doing what I do for a living. My wife was in competition long before I was. And then when my daughter Lena came along, she traveled with us from day one and shot with us since she was 8 years old. Now she's 29 and still competing on a professional level. And it's been a good team effort.
I'll drink for that one.
Professionally, I haven't really shot a revolver in competition for over 10 years. I have to relearn a lot of things that I had learned through the previous 30 years that I competed. The way I hold a revolver is so different that I got to really go back to basics and just grab the gun out of the holster, do a lot of dry fire, get my position right. The left-hand position is going to be totally different. Trigger position, where I want it on the face of the trigger, is going to be different. I'm trying to draw up a very much specific practice routine for this. I don't want to peak too soon. So there's some exercises that I do, and I have to do them in a certain format. When you train, you don't want to burn out on any one particular thing. Usually what I'll do on training for an event like this, I might put in maybe 300 rounds. And I'll come back and grab something totally different. Come back cold, make a few runs. If it's not right, sit there and figure out what it is. Any athlete has to have a mental program. If you try to make something happen, it'll get mechanical and the wheels will fall off. So what I have to do is stay a little bit hungry, have a little bit of a want when I get there, and be able to see it. If I can watch it happen instead of try to make it happen, it's going to be brilliant. And if you don't evolve, you fossilize, and become a dinosaur, and you're not going to be competitive. So I haven't fossilized yet, and I'm pretty proud of that fact. And I'm still competitive at my age, and I'm willing to change instantly. If I'm on the range and I see something better, I will change instantly. It's a little bit new again. You're getting all the ball bearings rolling in the head. I'm getting excited about it. I want to get up in the morning and go play. Between now and the record attempt in October, it's going to be primarily all 3-gun matches. So I'm going to sneak out there and do some revolver shooting between now and then. I'm going to have to, so I can get my head back in the game. But I'm excited to get back on that revolver again and be a part of it before I time out. I got to get off the go off this chair and go shoot. A bunch of damn thibodeaux out here. Well, today I'm at the Smith Wesson headquarters in Maryville, Tennessee. I was up way early in the morning, 7 hours before I got here. I was extremely tight. I haven't felt this heavy in a long time.
Stand by.
Coming into this record attempt, I hadn't shot revolver probably 10 years really hard at this level. So if I could get somewhere around a 2, I'll just be tickled pink in 3 runs. If I get a 2, I'm good to go. At that time interval, I don't have time to correct the draw, so I got to live with it. And that's one reason the grip is designed the way it is, so I can miss it a little bit and still get it up on cue, get it into the target zone. That's what I'm focusing on, first shot, first shot. Doing that first run, I was the only one on the range. It was just K and I was back home. And I'm just relaxing, just wanting to get that gun out of the holster smooth. And that was the only thought in my mind.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
.01.
Fortunately for me, they were connected on the first run, so I was really happy it was over. I could have just walked away, said, "That's it, guys. I'm not playing anymore. I'm ready."
Just want to thank everyone for being here this morning to support the man who needs no introduction, Jerry Miculek here. We have Aaron Farmer with the NRA that's going to present Jerry with his new world record.
Max has set the record at 2.05 for shooting 6 steel plates with a 9mm handgun at 7 yards. Jerry here, I'd like to congratulate him. He ran 6 plates with a 9mm handgun at 7 yards. His time official was 2.01.
I had a 2:01 on the first set of records, and then we went for a revolver record. I'm going to go a little bit faster, see what happens. I was amped up. It was throttle wide open.
1.93.
Hard to do that.
Don't miss it on the draw.
1.88.
The first shot was a .87, and then he had a 20 split, a 20 split, a 21 split, a 20 split, and a 20 split.
All I'm worried about is reading the target, where I've been, where I'm going, and just get feedback off every shot. Hey guys, I'd like to give a shout out to Smith Wesson, of course. They've been a sponsor of mine now for 33 years, and Hornady Manufacturing came in and gave me some supplies to make this happen. And Smith Wesson has started the actual trend of sponsoring shooters 30-something years ago. They were the only company that had a pro team, and I was lucky enough to get on it at the ground level, and I'm still here, and I appreciate their support. And you never know, sometimes old is new again. Thank y'all.
How'd the gun feel?
Never felt it. That wasn't my problem. My problem is the C. The gun's gonna work. I just have to get it to the next target. Titanium spins so quick that it just, fingers excited today.
Yeah, I can tell. It's still going.
It was very relaxing to have friends and family here. I didn't think it was gonna be, but it really was. It was a good thing. I think it made me bump up to the next level.
All right, everybody ready? 3, 2, 1.
The reason I'm sitting here, because every time I go to the range, I try to prove myself wrong. Everything I do, I want to get better. I never accept any one style or platform of shooting. I'm still at it, guys. I'm 69 years old. Once again, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. Appreciate the support.
Hi, Jerry!
What's next for Jerry Miculek?
I'd like to do some more revolver stuff. Maybe 6 out of a holster on one target or something. It's just fun to race it, so that's what I do.